You know what it is, you know who it is, and you're about to find out where it is. It's Big Dog Chico, it's Deuce the Scoop, it's yours truly, Uncle Neely, coming to you live from Boulder campus to see you just here above the lower fields at the Champion Center. Special teams press conference today. New mate, Mata, and Coach Pollock. The media is already gathering. Practice is wrapping up. It's the morning run.
Shador Sanders. Good morning. Welcome to the morning run. Big Dog Chico, Uncle Neely, Dukes the Scoop. Dukes, how you doing this morning, man? Talk to us.
What's up?
Uncle Neely, how you doing this morning? Talk to us.
Stuck.
Well, I guess y'all stuck with me then. See what happens? You blame me. Uncle Neely, tell us what we have going on this morning, man, on the great show of the morning run.
Man, you know what we're going to do. We're going to always bring you updates, exclusive updates right after practice. Practice is ending in the next couple of minutes. And today is the special teams press conference slot. So you'll get Coach Michael Pollock on and a couple of his players as well. Alejandro Mata will be up on the podium. Then we'll come back and finish out the morning run conversations. Then the horn just blew. Just heard the horn blow down the hill. So, of course, you got to have some position meetings. Some guys are getting some extra work, but the press conference guys should be making up their way at the hill the next 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll take you to that live. Other than the school, the only network out there that's bringing you these post-practice press conferences on the weekly live.
That's right. Dukes, what you got for us?
Able one TMR. Able one.
7 a.m. Hawaii time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, 11 a.m. Mountain time. You can find us on the Pregame Network, the morning run. Appreciate y'all following us on all social media platforms as I try to get everything straight today. Shout out to Alejandro Mata. Should have Quentin Gibson on. Should have new mate D Graves on and Coach Pollock. So y'all stay tuned for that. But of course, Shador Sanders had another practice this week. The story is out saying that he didn't get reps with the ones. I wanted to get you guys' thought on that based off the way he played and with the QB situation that the Cleveland Browns have. What do you think their next move should be with the guys that they have in front of Shador Sanders?
Let me tell you this, dog. And I would say this if Shador was right here, just like the Rafferty statue and my arm was around him. You're probably not going to get rep with the ones. And let me tell you why. You were drafted 144th in the 5th round. People were drafted ahead of you. And as we always said, as much as he's going to prove he's the best quarterback on that team, they got to go in order where they made their investments at. And so everyone who keeps tripping over that he's not getting reps with the ones, that's really not the issue. That's really not the concern. We need to be focused on what is really happening is like, look what he's doing success-wise with the reps that he is getting and who he's getting them with. That's what's going to propel him up the depth chart. I think when you look at the preseason game he just played, what he did with those reps, ain't a person in America don't think he's the 3 in that room now. He went up from 4. If he continues to do that over preseason, he will get from the 4 to the 3 to the 2. And he can do all that without, quote unquote, reps with the ones. I think there's a bigger deal that need to be made out of this reps with the ones issue. I don't think that is going to be the litmus test of whether he becomes a starter. Is like, okay, we've seen him do it with the 3s, seen him do it with the 2s. Now what can he do with the ones? We've seen him ball. We've seen him play. We've seen him have command of the offense, move the ball up and down the field with completions, and that's what it takes to move up the depth chart. Coach Prime said at team meeting this morning, don't be worried about the reps that you're getting. What are you doing with the reps that you are getting? So don't trip over what you ain't getting. What you doing with you are, because it's those 4 reps that you get that's going to take you to 8, to take you to 12. By this next preseason game, you're going to see Shador Sanders more and more because the Browns are going to have to wake up and make this guy move up their depth chart or show the world what he got so somebody will pick up the phone.
Well put. Oh man, I couldn't say it any better. If, like I always say, man, the great philosopher Billy Dukes, William Eugene Dukes, born in 1942, always tells me, also known as my dad, man, you see a fool running their head into a wall, don't stop him, help him. He must like. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you're watching with how Cleveland is handling this situation. It's clear who should like. It's clear Shador is not the fourth best quarterback on that roster.
Absolutely.
But since, hey, that's what y'all want to do, have at it. But every time Shador gets his opportunity, like Unc said, he just got to ball out because now it's on film. Everybody in the world saw it, and you saw it against Carolina's. You saw it against the guys. You didn't see it against their fourth string. So at the end of the day, it's on film. It's fine. Continue to allow him to get the reps and ball out the way he does when he balls, and he's gonna be fine. Like I ain't tripping. Like now at this point, after I saw it that Friday, cool, we good.
Yeah. So, what's the progress right now in practice, just so I know where we're at?
Oh, practice is over, but they haven't started coming up the hill yet. Once practice ends, when the horn blows, you still have a team huddle with Coach Prime, and then you still have a group teach with your position coach, and then guys who want to stay late and do some individual work still have that. So, like when practice ends, you still got a mechanical 10 to 15 minutes before players start coming up the hill. So I'm facing the hill right now, Chico, the bridge, and I'll see when Coach Pollock or the special teams guys coming up, and we'll get ready to go to the press conference then, which is just right behind me.
Okay. New video is out of Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, and he's out there working out, running, throwing, like he's inching closer to a return and full health. He's expected to be cleared at some point to play this season, making that quarterback room even more crowded. What do you think the move should be from a general manager standpoint for the Cleveland Browns?
I believe it when I see it. Sorry, some construction equipment coming by because y'all got the background noise. I don't know how much he's going to be able to contribute this year that he changes that dynamic that Flacco is wanting that room.
Oh, I can. Go ahead, Unc.
I told you it's a construction truck going by. If you can't hear me, just give me a second.
Okay. Go ahead, Duke, if you can. Give your thoughts on the quarterback situation with the Browns and what you think that their move should be with Deshaun Watson coming back soon.
When you say the fair move, what you mean?
No, I said, what would be your move?
Oh, I mean, I guess to see if he's healthy first. You can't cut him at this point. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, you just add him to the quarterback room and see where he. I get you got to fit him in. You got to give him reps. I mean, that's a hard one. You know what I mean? Just because you got somebody who you already paying the money, and you've got options who you aren't paying as much money. So, yeah, I think with Deshaun Watson, it's just going to be about his health, and when he's healthy, he's not the worst quarterback on their roster. So, shoot, that's I don't know what's your move, Chico?
Man, sorry, I'm trying to. My move is trying to get over this cold. You mess around and get coughed on by your little son, and now all of a sudden you.
Okay, let me tell you.
Let me
tell y'all about a low down SOB. It's a low down SOB that'll go out to the shake joint, aka the strip club, catch a cold, and then want to blame it on his child. That's low down. That's low down right there, Chico.
We thought you was about to tell us about yourself. You talking about a low down SOB? Oh my bad. You talking about me?
I'm gonna tell you why I called it that because I'm trying to help you avoid it. You talking about, well, little boy came home and coughed on me. Don't do little Chico like that, man. You know damn well that man ain't got you sick. Chico, that truck is going by for the last time. What I was saying was that it kind of echoing what Duke said about the health of him. I don't know, based on what I've seen from an injury and hearing about it, that even though he'll be quote unquote healthy this season, if he'll actually be able to compete this season, which still says to me that no matter what, Flacco is still one in that room, QB1 in that room.
That's right. And Duke's asked me the question also. So what I would do, simply, I would keep the two rookie quarterbacks for sure. Let them fight it out and compete, so to speak. And I'll find a way to get rid of the veteran Kenny Pickett. I'll let Joe Flacco start the season at least, and Watson. I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see, man. We got a lot of money tied up in him, so you'll probably make a decision on him like midway through the season. And if you get any trade offers, you'll definitely listen for him and go from there. But you know who your quarterback is.
I'm gonna just show them a good looking cowboy. This is the voice. Y'all know the voice of
That's
CU
right.
plus football. This is Mark J, man.
The voice, Mark Johnson. How you doing?
If he could just read me a children's book at night.
If you could just say join us live on the morning run, that'd be nice. The voice of the buff, Mark Johnson.
That joke got a voice, man.
I'm telling you, man. You know it from hearing it. Oh man. So got some guys coming up today, man. Quentin Gibson, Alejandro Mata, new mate. What have you seen from the special teams unit so far this camp?
I tell you what I've seen from it is an emphasis on it, an emphasis from the head coach that it is a serious and vital part of this program, that we can't afford not to maximize field position, that we can't afford to not to have plays designed where we score on special teams, such as running back a punt or a kickoff. And so you see deliberate practicing, deliberate schemes in those regards. Of course, we got 2 kickers and 2 punters on the roster. They can put it where you can't return it, which is going to help us. It's hard to run one back and it goes into the damn stand. So having kickers with legs help you in that regard. Having the statistical success that Amata has had over his kicking career, field goal kicking career, helps you out. So I think what you're going to hear today is the emphasis on special teams mattering. And Dukes, Chico, y'all been around the game. Y'all will know that sometimes special teams becomes that dumping ground of guys who can't fit anywhere else. Well, under Coach Prime over those years, and particularly this year, no, we're putting the best guys on special teams. This ain't, some knucklehead in the linebacker room or some guy you can't get right in the tight end room, put him on special teams. No, these are the best guys from these positions that are going to go over there and play in that unit. It's not only going to help us win more ball games, it's going to help get them to the next level.
Yes, sir. I agree. I think if Mata hitting field goals over 45 yards this season, he's going to be impressing some people. And he said he's looking to go over 50.
Yeah, I talked to him at the scrimmage. If you watch today's post from this morning, there's Mata doing his mechanics and kicking at the end of the scrimmage. He will tell you that he has consistently gotten up to 55 yards now. Now, whether Coach Prime is going to see enough of that to believe it in practice and allow it in the game, we will get to that. But Mata will tell you he's increased it to 55.
Yeah, that makes him a real weapon too, right? Just based on him being able, his accuracy and how you can count on him from what he's already shown. So him being able to add that to his bag, that just makes him a complete kicker. So I look forward to being able to have that type of weapon in that special teams room. When we talk about special teams on a pro level, that's how people make the teams. And
absolutely,
they talk about how important is it for guys who are starters at Colorado and guys are the ones and the twos to get that special teams experience now before they get to the NFL. Because the league, yeah, of course, if you're a third stringer and you're a rookie, I mean, you could possibly be an undrafted free agent. That's how you make a team. How important is getting quality special teams coaching now for the NFL futures of some of these guys?
Man, brilliant question. Dukes is just important as oxygen to help us stay alive. Like you just got to damn have it. When you look at the success of these guys who just left Colorado, all of them except for Travis and Shador are playing on special teams.
Okay.
Every single one of them. And they're making that final 53-man roster is going to be just as connected to what they do on special teams to whatever their other position is.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's preaching to these guys here in Colorado from a Kevin Mathis, even from the head coach Deion Sanders, It's like, guys, if you want to go to the NFL and you're not the starting quarterback, or that top receiver taken in the top 5 picks, you gonna have to play on special teams. So
Mm-hmm.
embrace it is not an insult. You increase your value, you increase your marketability, you increase, the general manager wanting to keep you around because now you can do more than one thing. So while you're here in Colorado, embrace it. Get on film, make a play on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
When Marshall Faulk was at San Diego State, coming out of New Orleans, he wasn't there his freshman year as RB1. He made some plays on special teams. The running back in front of him got hurt, and then next thing you know, he got a 7-touchdown damn game.
All right. Yep.
But his first big plays came on special teams. Like, you got to have it in you. You got to want to do it. You got to take it as a non-insult. In fact, Chico, tight end, because a lot of tight ends play on special teams.
That's
You
right.
not only got to not take it as an insult, you got to take it as a compliment.
Yeah, I always said that because our special teams, because I'll never forget, my special teams coach at UAB was Heisman Trophy winner Pat Sullivan, RIP, from Auburn University. And when he picked me to be on that hands team, and I heard him when he picked me, and I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. I'm the number one guy. And he told me, you're number one guy on that hands team, put you right here. Now, I felt, and I took pride in that. And I made sure I was ready for it. I played shortstop too. And he knew that, I think. So he knew, get down.
So you know how to drop down and get that thing.
Get them hands. That's right.
Not
And you got
8%.
in real talk.
He did not know you played shortstop, bro.
He did.
Well, he just capped us down. How he knew you played shortstop?
Down, dog, because I told you I went to Auburn. I put a dent in the Auburn field, the big monster at Auburn. He knew it.
Hey, and Pat Sullivan was there.
I don't know if he was there, but I'm sure he heard about it.
That man ain't heard. I see you now. You go too far, big man.
Hey, high school, he recruited me, dog. He set up in there. That's what got me to go to UAB for real.
Hey man, no, I'm joking. Man.
When I saw him at my high school, I was like, damn, I got a Heisman Trophy winner here want me. I said, okay, I'm going. And
but you know what, Chico? Let's talk about that for a minute.
Oh,
how important was it to have a guy like Pat Sullivan? Because when you think about all of the NFL experience that Colorado has, and for you to be able to be recruited by a Heisman Trophy winner, what was that like in you making your decision?
I just told you right there. Once I saw him sitting in my high school coach's office, I was damn near sold right there. Because I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really hip on him until then. I was like, wait a minute. I heard of that name, but I wasn't really like a big fan because he won it in 71, if I remember correctly. So once I saw him in there and I saw all the hoopla around it, I was like, man, this is serious business, and it should mean a lot that this guy's recruiting me. So I took it serious from that point on, and he ended up getting me.
So who was he coming to see when he met you?
He's coming to see me, homie.
No, for real though.
No, for real
though. he stepped in the silver and he said, "Hey man, now you it was almost like when Mr. went to marry Celia, he wanted a sister. Now you can't have a nitty, but you get Chico."
I told you I'm sick, man. You got me over here laughing. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, laughed it good for the soul, though.
I will say this, fellas. Speaking of exceptional players, special teams, OG mate is in town. He's on his bye week from the CFL. Called a good moment. It's on the Pregame Network Instagram page of Coach Prime was really looking at new mate and speaking to him. And then old mate came from behind the cart because he didn't even see him standing there. So they had a good embrace, man. Good to see that guy on his bye week in a professional level, could be anywhere in the world, would come back to Boulder to visit his teammates and his old coaches. And the embrace that he and Coach Prime had just shares with you the inner workings of their true relationship.
That's important, man. He's been killing it up there too.
Yeah. Yep. That phone gonna ring, dog.
No, for sure. And that's one of the things people don't realize about Canada. Like when you get there, it's a big decision to make because that's basically you saying that, hey, I'm gonna play in Canada this season. Like once you get in season, you're there. And to the end of the season. So after the season, he may be able to make that move. And I think it says a lot about a guy.
All right, got Coach Pollard coming up. See if he's finna hop off and do this. Not him going that way. Sorry about the interruption, Dukes.
That's all
I see
good.
the green shirt starting to come up. They haven't made their way to the podium yet, so I'll start moving that way as y'all talk.
All right, where Chico go?
Probably went to breathe.
Chico's so funny, man. I was gonna say freaky, but I just say
No,
funny.
he's that too. No,
Yeah.
he's absolutely that.
Yeah,
He is
man.
absolutely that. So continue. My bad, Deuce. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue with your point there.
But yeah, look, mate, good. OG mate, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah. Because you talking about
oh
candidate's
yeah,
got to be there
boom.
for a
Okay.
year.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, him making that decision to go ahead and go to the CFL to make sure he got reps and being like, and, you know, it's understanding like, look, I'm gonna go put something on film, and when it's my time, it's my time. And I think his decision as far as the NFL goes is more of a delay, not a denial. So he's just gonna go continue to put good points on film, utilizing that whole field up there, and I think he'll be in the NFL sooner than later.
All right, they're starting to walk up now, and I'm gonna take my earbuds out. But to do talk about you, mate. Live.
So right now we're getting ready for the special teams press conference. Looks like Mata first. So right now we're waiting on the audio feed to come in. All right, so bear with us. We had a reboot. Just waiting on the audio feed to come in.
Tell Unc to unmute his mic. There you go, Unc.
Yep. As well, so it's been an easy transition for me. So yeah, I'm loving it here so far.
What's it been like learning from this guy, wherever he's told me, I guess? What have you learned from him just so far? Obviously, you've only been here a few months, but what's it been like, the conversation?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, he was training here for his pro day all throughout the spring, and just to have him around has been awesome. He's taught me a lot about, you know, just the scheme here and just how the team works here and how everything works. So it's just been good to have, you know, another person to talk to sort of again transition me into this new team really well.
Right. I want to ask you about your decision to transfer. You know, talk about Kansas and why you decided to come here and how that all went about.
Yeah. Look, I think the main thing for me was just the scheme we run here. It's obviously the pro style scheme. So, you know, for my aspirations to make the next level, that really sort of puts me in a good position to reach that and, you know, get a lot of good reps and good film with that sort of scheme. And then, you know, obviously, yeah, Colorado itself is a great program and the coaching staff around me are, you know, amazing. So, again, for my aspirations to make the next level, I think I felt like this was just the right place for me to be for that.
I was curious with altitude. Have you noticed anything different with your playing? So, to change anything about your game there?
I didn't change anything. Still need to keep a strong technique and hit a good ball. You know, the altitude helps, but it's not going to help you just hit a good ball. You know what I mean. So still got to stay focused and a strong technique, and then you know everything that happens in front of me as well with the blocking as well has to be strong. So yeah, I'm really confident in just my technique and. Yeah, the altitude helps a little bit though sometimes. Yeah.
How long did you play Australian rules football?
So yeah, I grew up playing that, and then yeah, I was fortunate enough to get drafted when I was 2018 it was, and played 3 years professionally. So yeah, that was a great experience. You know, as a dream as every Australian is to play AFL footy. So you know, I was lucky enough to do that. But you know, my whole life I was playing Aussie rules footy.
Do you like coverage then? Does it kind of remind you of your old days playing Australia?
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't have the helmets and pads on when I'm playing Aussie rules footy, so that gets a little bit weird. But yeah, I mean, that is a little similar to what I played, but at the end of the day, hopefully I'm not covering too much, and my mates getting down there and covering for me.
Neely, go ahead. New mate, during the strength and conditioning phase, Coach Swayze, you were first and second, first, a lot of days. Why was it so important to you to prove to yourself or your teammates that you're a football player? Because a lot of specialists don't have to do those drills, but you were winning them.
Yeah, I think it's just a respect thing for me. I like to come in and earn the respect of my teammates. And as a specialist, you've got to find different ways to do that in a way because we're sort of, we're specialists. So for me, that was just getting out there and trying my hardest. And I just put a lot of emphasis in that because I knew that would earn the respect of my teammates. And at the same time, I'm bettering my teammates, I feel. I don't know. I'm sure wide receivers don't like to get beaten by a punter too often. So, I felt like I was pushing them along and the other specialists behind me as well. So, it's just a respect thing for me. And then, I just want to be better and get better.
Right. Or Tyler, sorry, go ahead. Dan, obviously, pro kick has gotten so big in Australia the last 5-10 years. But for you, obviously, when you're already playing professionally with Aussie rules, what made you want to make the switch and feel like this was the jump you want to make and play American football?
Yeah, it's just a good opportunity. I like I said, I played Aussie rules my whole life, and then played professionally, and then the nature of the beast being at the professional level, I was cut. And a few months after that, I was sort of sitting there, and I was like, I can continue playing Aussie rules and doing that, and it would have been great fun. But I saw an opportunity like this and pro kick, like you said, the respect they've earned and gained through what they do. I thought that would be a cool avenue to try something different, and guys like old mate there, sort of he's done it, and I've seen he's done it well, and now he's playing professionally. I just thought that might be another way to get to that professional level, and that was just an opportunity. I thought, why not?
Right, go ahead.
Didn't want to ask you, Mark was really good at the directional punts, and he told me one time just being able to pin people down inside the 5 or whatever, that was kind of second nature because it was something he was used to doing in Aussie rules football. Are you the same way, that you feel like that's a good skill of yours because it's something you've grown up doing?
Yeah, that's right. I think it's just a strength of ours as Aussies, and we grew up kicking the footy. You guys grew up throwing it, so we've done a lot of kick to kick and aiming into the bins and hitting trees. So our accuracy with how we punt the ball is probably a strength of ours, and I see it as a strength of mine as well.
Leo, go ahead.
Just want to say, you guys seem like you have a lot of fun in this room. What makes this group so special and the chemistry like you guys like Alejandro Mata as well?
Yeah, we have a lot of fun with the boys. I don't know what it is, to be honest with you, but we just spend a lot of time with each other. We're always sitting around with each other at the breakfast table, dinner table. We're just chatting and having fun. So, I think it's always just been like a unique thing to be a specialist, and we embrace it. And I think at the same time as well, Coach Prime and the coaching staff embrace us and make us really feel a part of the team. So I think that helps a lot with it as well.
Two more, Rylan, go ahead.
What has been your biggest focus this offseason preparing for the upcoming season?
Yeah, I think it's just the adjustment to the different scheme and the blocking and my teammates and everything that sort of goes into the punt. So, for me, it's obviously focusing on my punting and my technique and how I'm hitting them, learning off old mate. And but a lot of it has been different schemes, sort of different calls. And, they're all very similar between the different teams, but they have their differences as well. So a lot of adjusting just to how we work here.
Last one, Jake. Go ahead. I
mean, you mentioned Coach Prime and how he kind of values you guys, the specialists. Just what does that mean for you, just as someone, coming in, new team and all that, but your head coach really values what you guys bring to the table?
Yeah, it's great. It's, like the transition part, as I was firstly asked, it helps a lot. You really feel a part of the team. Coach Prime, like you said, puts a lot of emphasis on it as well. So, you really feel important and, you feel a part of, the team and our ability to win. So, he's just puts a lot of faith in you, and I love Coach for that, and Mata's probably the same as well in that he puts a lot into us and embraces us for who we are, and it's just a great feeling, and it's great to be a part of the team in that regard.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank you.
There we go.
Top.
What's up?
Tyler, you want to start us?
Do I need to lower that?
No, I was making sure I look good.
Okay.
Alejandro, just kind of obviously we talked a little bit Big 12 Media Days a month ago or so, but how have you seen kind of the transition this fall camp with the more emphasis on special teams, just kind of the increase in production you guys want to have this year?
Well, I've always believed we have a good group with, Buck and like the depth that we've added. It's insane. So I truly believe we're going to be special in special teams this year.
It's your fourth year playing for Coach Prime, third year at Colorado. At Colorado specifically, how have you seen this program kind of change and evolve the past 3 years?
Yeah, it's been great going from, that 4-8 season, that first season losing to Stanford, and coming here and having a potential to finish in the top 25, be a contender for the Big 12. It's just, I'm happy to see that growth from a school like Colorado.
With Buck, have you guys gotten a good feel for where you guys are both best at this? Are there certain hashes that maybe you're better at and vice versa? How is that kind of working itself out?
Well, they brought him here for the distance, the kickoff and the long field goals. And to be honest, we're still figuring that out, depending on like what hashes, just because we both feel comfortable, no matter where it is on the field. So we'll narrate it down as Georgia Tech comes for sure.
Go ahead. Speaking of narrowing it down, you have gotten up to 55 yards now. Tell me the process of your growth and getting your legs stronger in distance and accuracy.
It's just crazy, to be honest. It's just running us like a track team, so it's easy to lose weight that way. And I just stretch by myself, get more flexible, and just get more explosive. So that's how I've been growing, I guess.
Follow up to that. Has Coach Prime witnessed these 55 yarders yet?
Not yet. He hasn't given me enough team opportunities, but field goal, it's been going on.
Nikki, go.
Just kind of building off that note, what do you feel like is your focus in year 3 of Colorado before Coach Prime? What do you want to improve on in your game?
It's always been my distance, I've always known that I have NFL type of accuracy. If I get, a couple 50-yarders this season like I plan to, then, hopefully my dream comes true of making the NFL.
When you see Buck make a kick like he did in the spring game, does that motivate you to kind of take your off-season program a little more seriously?
To be honest, I see him and I'm like, holy crap. It's just insane. He has a very strong leg and kind of makes me jealous, to be honest with you, but he's a great guy. So it definitely makes me, like that competition that we have between me and him, it makes me want to be better, for sure.
Just obviously your third year here, just how have you seen this program change and how does this team kind of compare to the past year's teams at this point?
Well, we've always had the same mentality, whether it was Jackson State or here with Coach Prime, where it was to dominate, just show up and like really show that we're going to dominate no matter who's across the line.
Anything else for God? You've obviously had a lot of good holders throughout your career. I'm just curious as to what your rankings are in terms of the best you've ever had.
Well, so right now, I'd definitely say Mark Bassett's number 1, Len McGregor from Jackson State's number 2, and then Timu Mate over there.
Love that answer. Mata, you had a game-winning field goal on the road. That team comes to Folsom this year. Would you rather the game go ahead and be secured going into the fourth, or you want to do it again?
I want to win, So whether it comes down to me again or we just completely dominate, I'm happy with it. But I'm not complaining about another game winner. That's for sure. That'd be cool.
Last one, Jack.
With Coach Pollock taking over the special teams, have you seen that group kind of change under his leadership?
He's a great guy. He's open-minded about our situations and really keeps us in the back of his head whenever we need a break or like a day off just because we don't want to overkick. And so I'm really grateful that he treats us like family.
All right, thanks, Alejandro.
Appreciate y'all.
Top.
You ready?
Q is up next.
Gibson. Adam, you want to start?
Sure. Quentin, have you gotten the LeJohntay Wester comparison yet since you've been here?
Well, I got that before I got here, for real. But, I got that and Jimmy, like a little mixture of both.
Do you see a lot of your game in his?
Yes, sir. Like the playmaking ability, getting open, catching hard.
Yeah, a lot of the older guys have kind of sung your praises throughout this offseason. Is there someone who's taking you under their wing or like someone you look up to on this team?
I look up the people that I watch a lot doing on the field is Marion Miller, Draymond Miller, and Joseph Williams. They really inspired me for real.
Yeah. What has been your biggest focus in preparing for making the jump up to the college level?
Just making sure that my body's capable to take the hits and remaining healthy.
At Big 12 Media Day, Juju was put on the spot that said you got to call one teammate. And if you don't make one call and they got to answer, who'd you call? He called you and you answered. Talk about y'all's relationship where he knew you would pick up the phone.
Me and Juju real tight. He's really one of the reasons that I'm here. So we've been hanging out with each other since we got here. Real tight.
Brian, go ahead. I want to ask you about going into last year. You kind of really blossomed last year as a senior. What happened last year that you finally found your game where you were able to kind of explode like you did?
I really just got my opportunity last year, and when I got the opportunity, I just took full advantage of it and never let back.
Speaking of that, just when you have a successful season like you did last year, how much confidence does that give you going into your first college season, just knowing what you were able to do last year?
It gave me a confidence booster for sure. Because just seeing what I did last year, just knowing I can do it again at a higher level,
He's talking with Coach Pollock in the spring, and it sounds like you're getting some work in the return games. Just how much pride do you take in that aspect of your game?
I take a lot of pride in it. That's just like me getting the ball. It's another way for me to get the ball. So, yeah.
Scott, go ahead.
Quentin, when you committed on the nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Ocho, you said that you wanted to fill the shoes of LeJohntay and Jimmy. Why is that something that you want to do, and why do you believe that you can fill those shoes?
Because I feel like we have a lot of similar capabilities, and we both we all can get open, take a 5-yard route to the end zone. So yeah.
So appreciate it, Jordan.
I was talking with Draylon and Joseph Williams, and they just have so much trust in you in your game. How much confidence do you have that your brothers know that you can be put on the field as a freshman and still put out an amazing performance?
I have a lot of confidence. Just me going out there doing what I know I can do, and them knowing that I can do it, just help me out.
Jake, go ahead.
Q, it seems like you guys as freshmen are really tight. This class feels like y'all really came here with a mission too. Just can you speak to that? How tight are you guys in this class, and what's really your goal here in Colorado?
Sure, the goal, of course, is to win the national championship, but how tight we are, I committed with 4 of them, with the 3 other people on my visit. We made a group chat. We all our freshmen got a group chat. We be texting with each other every day on the weekend.
Go ahead.
Your wide receiver coach, Jason Phillips, refuses to treat you or any other freshman like freshmen. What has that tough love and growth been like?
She was getting me ready for the league. It's him not showing favoritism to anybody. Just push everybody to get there.
Brian, go ahead.
I want to ask you, Coach Prime, in the first 2 years we've seen, he's not afraid to play true freshman. You guys are worthy of playing, he'll play. So does that give you confidence knowing that if you just go out and do your thing, you'll get a shot?
Yes, sir. It's letting me know that I can play now. If I go out there and do what I can do.
Tyler, go ahead.
It's part of that with special teams, though, too, knowing that that's an instant way for you to make an impact as a freshman, that even if there are guys ahead of you on the depth chart receiver, that you can be a guy that plays right away because of your special teams ability.
Can you repeat that?
Is that part of what makes you so confident, is the special teams ability, just because even if it's not wide receiver, you have a chance to get in the game right away on special teams?
Absolutely. Just me being on the field, that would be great.
Anything else, Q? All right, thank you, sir.
Shoot for six.
Coach Pollock will be here. He's just wrapping up the meeting.
We'll join back with them when Coach Pollock comes on.
Yes, sir, with the blesser. Duke, you on? Uncle Neely, yes, indeed. Those were the special teams guys along with Hugh Gibson.
Jimmy Chico, when Coach Pollock comes, we'll just rejoin up under there.
Yes, indeed. For everybody just tuning in, this is the Morning Run, coming to you live and direct from Folsom Field. Special teams presser. Just had Damon Graves, the punter from Australia, transferred from Kansas. Also, Alejandro Mata, the kicker, of course, came over with Coach Prime from Jackson State out of Beaufort, Georgia. And also Quentin Gibson, the wide receiver, national player of the dang year out of Texas. That's an impressive group right there. How important was it for Colorado to get a guy like Hugh Gibson at the wide receiver position, Duke? You're on mute, Duke.
Yeah, I think it's invaluable when, like you said, when you get somebody who can take a 5-yard out and turn it into a 60, 70-yard touchdown. That just puts the type of pressure on the defense to where, what do you do when you have to keep a safety back on an out? That basically kind of shifts what the defense wants to do as a whole, and it's unnatural for a defense to have to shade somebody running the short route. But he makes you do that, and if you don't have a safety on his side of the ball, you can count that out sometimes as a touchdown. And for him to have the confidence that he has now, and to be, even for him to be in the special teams meeting, it goes to tell you that he's probably going to be heavily involved in the return game this year. So for him to be able to gain that type of confidence this early in his career, I think he was a huge get. He'll continue to be that. He'll continue to pay dividends for the Buffalo.
I want to shout out my man Dukes. Sorry about that, Chico. I want to shout out my man Dukes for getting the inside joke. When you hear reporters ask, "Hey, well, what about your special team opportunity? Why the hell do you think he's at the special team personnel?" I think we're trying to tell y'all he's going to be playing on special teams. And so when you hear a guy like that, Texas is a big state, y'all. And you're the number one guy coming out of Texas, and you still were willing to sign with other receivers. A lot of players shy away from like that. Like, no, I ain't going nowhere, and there's a bunch of us coming in together. I want to be that guy. Well, he's built like, I will be that guy. I don't care how many y'all bringing. I'm going. Let's all go together and do this damn thing. Because look what just happened in the draft to this receiver room. And now we can all be in the same class, and we can have 3, 4, 5, 6 guys getting drafted 3 years from now too.
Mm-hmm. I think he had 37 touchdowns last year. If I'm not mistaken. I think it was a crazy number, something like that, like 37 touchdowns his senior season. Unbelievable. Had to get the award, dog. I don't know if I had 37 touchdowns in my career. Damn, 37?
What you mean you don't think you know you did?
He's
talking about I don't think I had. Good boy. Deuce the Scoops may be the king of caps that you put on your head, but when it comes to the king of cap, that is no doubt Big Dog Chico.
Let me say something. And let me know when Pollard come on, but Dunk got on me because I said I had a girlfriend that was a girl, right? You got on me for that. However I said it. Excuse me. But you said today that we got some kickers with legs. I hope they got legs.
That's not the same thing, Chico.
No, Chico.
Let me tell you why.
Because
go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Please, I just got to ask this. Chico, you said you had a girlfriend that was a girl?
Yep.
Oh, that's the way he put it. I don't even remember saying it like that.
That's the way he put it. He's like, yeah, man, back in high school, my girlfriend, she was a girl, right? So I had to.
So okay.
So now you're right. To be a kicker, you do have to have legs. But my word usage there was they have legs as in leg strength. You went back to clarify that the girl you were dating was indeed a girl because you know how we know, how you know that we know. So what we doing?
Chico, have you ever had a girlfriend that
was it a girl? I would draw the question. Jury, I would draw the question.
Yeah, I'll leave that alone. Hey man, as always, here's my daily my daily disclaimer. First of all, the thoughts and views of Chico Cleveland do not represent the morning run as a whole. Secondly, he is very valid in his thoughts and views. I support his thoughts and views. I love my cousin, and I support him with whatever life he wants to live. So, man, Chico, man, live your life, dog.
And I think it was a guy by the name of Voltaire, if I'm not mistaken, who said, I may disagree with what you say, but I would defend to the death your right to say it. So that's how I am with Chico. Chico, 99.9% of your comments, I don't rock with you.
I know he meant they
But
had. Look,
I
L,
go down in a ditch with you that you get to say it though.
your boy El Hombre Negro always got your back. Just know that.
Right. Some people like being right, Chico.
Shout out to David
Like
Garcia.
some people don't boil hot dogs to throw away the hot dogs and drink the water. Some people just eat the hot dogs.
You know, Unc told me last night, Dukes.
First of all, I ain't even talked to you last night. So you can't even get that lie out.
Chico, go. Hey, what did he say? Watch this. I can't wait.
He can't even sit up straight and lie.
What'd you say, Chico? What'd he say?
He said he like to freeze his hot dog water and make
See, I
ice
said
cubes.
it on the show. I said that on the show yesterday. Just stop it. About you.
Chico crazy, man. Man.
Chico, did I tell you about my partner named Mike? I never told you about Mike.
No.
Mike was a couple of years younger than me. Went to school together, high school. Came to go to college. He went down to Alcorn. I was at Jackson State. About every other Friday night or so, Thursday, Mike would call me up. And he would just say something about my mama. Picked on Coach Pollard. And I would light into his ass. I found out years later, he was using my jokes down at Alcorn. He would call me just to start something. Here go Coach Pollard, y'all. We'll be right back. Here go Coach Pollard.
Oh my God. Uncle diabolical, man.
Coach, just talk about some of your guys in your room. Just kind of how do you feel like things are progressing for your unit throughout the fall camp? Whether it's the return game and just kind of how you guys want to cover stuff, how all that kind of is progressing at this point.
Well, from the standpoint of the specials themselves, we feel really good about where Mata is from the field goal standpoint. But Buchanan from our long range field goal and kickoff is doing a really good job. Damon Greaves is outstanding in the punt game, and then we got Cam August coming back on long snapper. So we got some experience coming back. Picked up a couple of guys out of the portal that bring in some more experience, and we're excited about that. From a return standpoint, we've got little Q coming back, and we've got also we got DT that's going to be one of the guys that's going to feature in the punt game, the return game, and both of those guys will be featured punt return and kick return. And then of course we got Draylon Miller that had some experience last year that we're looking forward in the kickoff return area. And then, we got Isaiah Hart. So we feel really good. We got 3 or 4 guys that we've got confidence in, we're going to have to kind of pace the freshman and not put him in a bad situation early. But besides that, I feel really good about where those 4 guys are.
Thank you, guys.
I could just talk to Damon Greaves. How do you feel like he's been settling into Boulder? What do you like from his punts from what you've seen in practice?
He's got outstanding location. He kicks it right where I tell him to kick it, and of course he's got a great leg to get the distance on him. But his location is really good, and then he brings a lot of leadership to the team and to the room. He brings experience. He's got game day experience in the Big 12. He understands what it's all about, and he's just a great guy to be around from the standpoint of just as a person, but as a player and his work ethic. I like the way he goes about his business. And he's real conscientious to try to do exactly what we want him to do. So, yeah, he's bringing a lot to us.
Hey, Coach, you spoke about Cameron Hawkins. Why is that long snapper position so important, especially when you talk about the coverage aspect of football?
Well, we run a pro-style punt, so our long snapper is involved in the protection. A lot of colleges run a shield punt, and the long snapper doesn't really have to protect. And so we, Coach Prime wants us to do a pro-style punt, protect, and it helps us recruit snappers that want to go to the next level, and it just secures our protection up a little bit when you can have him involved in it. And Cam played 13 games for us last year, did a great job. He hasn't had a bad snap, hasn't had any protection issues. So we're really excited about him coming back and the leadership he brings. He's just a guy that we can count on, and he's solid.
Yeah, go ahead.
Coach, how does it invigorate you and get you going that the head coach not only is grading special teams, but gives you the amount of time you need for it, but more importantly, make sure the best players out there, and it's not just a dumping ground?
Well, coach has made a real conscientious effort this year to let all the coaches know that, we're going to play more starters and second teamers on special team than some of the guys we've been playing in the past, because we feel like we just got to put better players on the field for those game breaking plays. Special teams tend to be plays that break the game open, change momentum, and we're trying to put the best on the field. And when you've got a Hall of Famer that was a punt returner and kickoff returner as your head coach, and he puts an emphasis on it, it's allowed all of our coaches to emphasize it. And our coaches have done a great job emphasizing in their room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we give those grades every day, the 1 to 5 grade, and all of our coaches include the special teams practice as part of their grade. So that helps me, that helps our team, and you know, we're excited about where we're at with that.
Sorry, hey, Coach, you mentioned Q in the punt return game earlier. Do you envision him kind of getting the first crack at returning punts? And if so, how impressive is that for a true freshman to earn that opportunity?
Well, you know, he's battling, but you know, early on, you know, that'll be a Coach Prime call. You know, when he gets his first shot, I'm gonna leave that at the coach. Because like I said, he is a freshman. The punt's a little different. Now he may get an opportunity to kick off return wise a little faster, but you know, he's shown us that he can do the job. But it's a lot different when you're out there practicing and you've got 65,000, you know, in a national TV audience. And here you are, a ninth grader, and you're not playing, you know, high school football anymore. You know, it's a lot different deal. So we don't want to put him in a situation that's going to hurt his confidence. And so we're trying to put him in situations where he can be successful, where he can build his confidence early, and then that way he can go and have the kind of season that we hope he can have.
Sure.
We saw LeJohntay Wester return a punt for a touchdown Friday. Just how cool was that for you?
Really, really excited. Our whole team saw it when it happened in the cafeteria. Of course, we were getting ready for our team meeting, so some of us were in there watching it in the team meeting room, and we had actually just got it to pop up on the big screen when the ball was punted, and he did that, and so it's exciting to see our guys out there perform special team in the NFL, because you tell these kids all the time, hey man, for you to make an NFL roster, you're going to have to contribute on special teams. And some of these kids, you know, they played high school, they played through college, and they really have not had to play as much special teams at other places they've been. And they really don't realize how serious we are about it, how important it is. And, you know, if you're trying to make an NFL roster and you've never played special teams in college, then, you know, it's a deal where you're going to struggle. You know, and LeJohntay always was great with us with special teams. We always knew he could be a guy. You know, he returned one last year against Utah. And like I say, he's made an impact in the NFL already.
Mata was saying that, you know, he sees Buck kick that 60-yard field goal in the spring game. That motivates him to take his offseason program a little more seriously. Seems like he's added some length to his field goal kicking this offseason. Do you want to have a line of demarcation on the field of, you know, this is Mata, this is Buck, or is it kind of like a situational thing when you're determining kind of who kicks those long goals?
Well, what we're doing right now is we are charting every kick they make and miss during camp. And we have a chart from what hash to distance. So we're going to have actual data going into it. It's going to tell Coach Prime which guy we're going to use from a certain yard line. You know, Mata's done a great job of focusing on what he's good at this offseason, this fall. You know, he has added some length to it, but I told him, I said, hey, man, we need you 100% in the area that we're expecting you to kick the ball. It's great for you to add length. We want you to do that. We want you to get stronger and everything, but just be consistent where we're expecting you to be consistent at and where you've been consistent in the past, you know? And so that's kind of where we're at with him. And like I said, he hit one today that looked pretty good. It went over the net, and it was had a little distance on it. So he has gotten stronger, and he has done a better job with his length. But like I say, I think he's missed 2 field goals all at camp, you know. So and that includes like when we're down there in a field goal situation where we're kicking for 10 minutes, and he's just kicking one after the other. We've charted all of that, and I think he's missed 2 all at camp. So we're excited.
Riley, go ahead.
Just spoke a bit about Buck and Mata, but how important is it to have that versatility of 2 guys who kind of have different strengths?
Well, listen, anytime you got one that's real consistent from a certain range and you got one that can give you a shot from way back, that gives you a lot of flexibility, and that's a good feeling. And they both know their role. They both know what they bring to the table and what we're expecting out of them. So they're really focusing on what role we're giving them to play. And, you know, it's exciting to have 2 guys that you can kick. And I'm going to tell you something. We got 2 more guys that have worked really hard, too. You know, Stoyanovich and the little freshman, Elliot Arnold, have both done an outstanding job. I tell you what, Arnold's got a big leg, too. So, you know, don't discount him because he's a freshman. But, I mean, and those 2 have worked really hard. And I think they're putting some added pressure on Mata and Buck to perform, because them 2 guys see what those guys have been doing. So it just brings the whole room into more focus.
Anything else for Coach?
I got one. What did it do for your guys to see Old Mate back?
Oh, that was really good. You know, we get a update from him after every game. We get a kind of an idea of how he's performed and where he's at on their roster, and it sounds like he's going to make the roster where he's at right now. But just having him around for the last couple of days has been really encouraging. You know, he brings a certain energy to the table. I think the guys respect him a lot from the last couple of years he's been on the team, and just knowing that in his off week that he's taking the time to come back to Boulder to visit his former teammates, I think that says a lot about him and their relationship.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Coach. Appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Excuse me, Herm Dog.
Coach said something I like. I'm gonna get your
What's that?
response in a second, but I wanted to say while it's on my mind. He said something I like. He said that he's gonna let Coach Prime call it for when Q is actually back there returning punts. He might be back there a little bit quick on kickoff return, but as far as punt returns, that'll come later. They want him to be in situations to build his confidence, not put him in situations where it could hurt his confidence. And that's one thing being a punt returner is you have to have supreme confidence. And I know Coach Prime knows this. You have to have supreme confidence. You have to hype yourself up in a way to where you're not worried about these guys running full speed at you and 60,000 looking at you right now. National TV audience, you're the only one back there. That could be nerve-wracking for a freshman. And if you mess around and drop it or fumble it or something or cause a turnover, that can kill your confidence also. So I think that is a smart way to bring him into college football by ushering him in with the kickoffs first, because that's a safer situation than being back there as a punt returner. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree. It's a different mechanic, different structure, different style of play for it. I will say this, whereas that is the right approach, with a true freshman. If anybody is used to doing it for those moments under the big lights, Friday night lights in Texas, some big lights too, dog.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm not going to be surprised when he rises to that occasion and meets that challenge and is back there forward. Because that's why you brought him in. One thing I say, to players out there, to parents out there, to families out there, you heard it right there from the coach himself, man. Coach Prime is serious about playing freshmen. He does not recruit you to sit. He recruits you because you can help the team. And if you can help the team, what does he always say, Chico? What we saving it for? Like, let's go now. And so if you have something to offer this team on special teams, offense or defense, he don't care if you're 17 or 26. You're going to get on the field.
Yes, he said new mate has a leg also, meaning a big leg, powerful leg, strong leg, And one thing for a lot of people that don't realize it, and new mate said it, that when they grew up in Australia, they grew up kicking the ball as opposed to us throwing the ball. So they are able to have a lot more accuracy than you would normally see someone who's a punter or a kicker.
Yeah, like Kenya, they grew up running to the store. You grew up walking to the store.
Man, we wonder why they
run.
are great runners. You wow.
Well, yeah, you wow. You wow.
Also, Mata. I'll say this with Buchanan, the big leg kicker, also coming in. The question was asked about that line kind of being drawn on the field or in the sand, so to speak, for Mata.
Sure.
I would say, yeah, I would, if I'm the coach and based off what I've seen, even if your leg has gotten stronger, if we brought this guy Buchanan in to be that strong kicker, if he's accurate enough, yes, we're going to use him. But definitely on those kickoffs and getting them into the end zone, that's what Coach Prime wants, number one. And then if he could be a weapon from 49, 48 and out, that would be a big time plus for this ball club.
Absolutely. It's about percentage of success. It's about accuracy. It's about the old adage that Uncle Neely always says, the greatest indicator of future performance is past performance. So they're charting the hash marks, they're charting the distance, and where you are 100% from is where you're going to kick from. If you start falling off to 85% and the other guy is 95%, well, he's going to kick from right there. So hash, left or right, distance, wind, home, away, all of that is tracked and matter because you want to put the guy out there. It's just what we were talking about Q for 6. You want to put the guy out there that not only has the ability, but he has the most confidence in getting that thing done right there. And what gives somebody confidence? They've done it before.
Mm-hmm. Doing in that practice, getting those
Yeah.
reps in.
You said it, man. Confidence comes from repetition.
Right. So yeah, we're looking forward to those guys. It's gonna be, as Chuck Bishop would say, gonna be very interesting to see what's gonna be happening this at the end of this.
Hey, we got to
Shout out
get some
Chuck.
booty arm merch. We're very interested though. It's gonna be very interesting.
It's gonna be very interesting to see once I pull this sleeve up.
Chuck
Dukes had to
Bishop.
check out, but we go ahead, Chuck Bishop.
Chuck Bishop is very interesting. Is like Coach Prime and tremendously.
Right.
Yes. Coach gonna work tremendous in that sentence. It's gonna be tremendous or tremendously gonna drop on your head.
That's a lie.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked up for him. I thought he had walked up on me.
He walked up on you. Like, man, I've been listening on my phone. That's a lie. All right, we're at the top of the hour. So
Yes, sir.
for the wrap up, I want to give a shout out to Dukes. Had to check out real quick. We had a plethora, shout out to Coach Prime, of guests today on the presser. Shout out to new mate Alejandro Mara, Quentin Gibson, and the best hair in college football. A man who looked like he can be, as the chat say, he could be on the new Ocean's 13 movie that's coming out or whatever it is. Coach Pollock.
I gotta tell him that one.
Hey, I like that right there, Chico. Tell the chat, hell yeah, I'll do it.
All right, man. I'll tell you something. Now I was back to South Georgia talking to my daddy. And
Listen. Hey, listen,
right?
Hey.
This is Pollock's favorite one. So you guys saw what we doing.
Yeah.
He has, so what we talking about?
So what we talking about, man? Hey, baby.
I told him he was gonna do it. So what we talking about? What we talking about?
Hey, tell Blenders, hey, you want a spokesperson? Here I am. What you waiting for? You know, I'm right here.
GA, baby, the Peach State. Rick Flair. That's our own Rick Flair. Yes, sir.
My main man, Coach Pollock. Shout out to him. Shout out to the Five Pies, Coach Shaney. Y'all check out Coach Shaney. Got more interviews dropping from exclusive content from this past weekend. Check it out on the Pregame Network. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all the social media networks out there. And y'all make sure y'all get ready for more and more to come. Shout out to
tomorrow morning run back live. No practice on Wednesday. We'll have some guests on with us here and there. But we are still back to 5 days a week. That's not going to change. Pressers on Thursday will be Coach Brett Bartolone and the tight ends. Then we go into Friday with practice and have another padded officiated scrimmage on Saturday. So Saturday, you might look for, a special Uncle Chico, a special morning run after the scrimmage, who knows? But we're going to bring you those updates all throughout the week as we are now into week 3 of fall camp. Next week, middle of next week's classes start back. So these next 7-8 days are crucial for football.
Appreciate all the super chats. We'll make sure we get that to Dukes. C. Maven AI, happy birthday. Happy 45th birthday to Keisha and Love. You ain't no 45. We know that's the 35th. Happy birthday to Keisha and Love out there in Tampa, Florida. I'll sing you something. The Whistle, Pollock. Shout out to Debbie C. And who else? Gerardo Ramos. All for the supers. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like, subscribe, comment, and everything else. And chat, do this for me also. Once the video is over, chat, get in the comment section and comment right there because it doesn't show up once the video is over. So I'm going to end it and make sure y'all get in the comment section and run them likes up. All right? We're going to be up and about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Y'all know what to do. Yeah.